Hi, Lisa. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Tammy. Hey, everybody. Welcome.
Welcome. Oh, I got to get this on my phone too. Good to
Uh,
see you all. Thank you for coming. I'm glad that the topic didn't scare anyone away. Yeah, I put in the description, I said, this is not about weight loss. Absolutely not.
Nobody looks at the description.
I think it pops up kind of, depending on what sometimes you can see a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if you can see it when you're on your phone or if it's just on the computer, but it'll show like a little bit underneath. So fitness means health. That's what that means.
I'd like to personally say that I'm doing great in this area. So I don't
Awesome,
need to
Lisa.
do anything.
Oh, yes. But wait.
But wait, there's more. Lies, all lies. Denial.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's why I did
everybody.
the dread F.
Hey, Wicked Awesome. Hey, Danny. Hey, Lantern Creek. Tina. Life in the Piedmont. Gwen. Was Shift
Yep.
Kicker here?
Yes, Shift Kicker was here.
Hey, Shift Kicker. Hey, Milk and Honey.
Good to see you, Kenzie and Danny. Tina, Gwen. Hello, everybody.
I think I got everybody. Hello.
We're going to talk about health today.
Kenzie says me and people. What can I say? We're just fabulous, right?
That's the 8th F. Fabulous.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, we're not talking about dieting, Gwen.
Oh my gosh.
Anybody wants to talk about dieting? This is not the
teeny
one for
tiny
you.
Gwen. She's not talking about dieting.
Y'all
She
watch
weighs
my channel, right?
she weighs all of 3 pounds soaking wet.
You would blow away. Lucky dog, you.
It's funny. Gwen was talking about she does a lot on the ranch to qualify as exercise. I totally agree, but I will share what I've noticed. We we're carrying 50 to 80 pound bags of feed, depending on if it's pig feed is 80, the others are 50. And we're always doing stuff outside. And, sure, you're tired at night, right?
Yeah.
This living room is killing us. No, I shouldn't say that.
All the flooring and stuff?
Like, I have problematic knees,
On the
and I've never been able
floor,
to kneel.
yes.
I
Oh
haven't been
my
able to kneel
God.
since I'm a teenager. It's just not something I
Yeah.
can do. But I gotta tell you, just sitting on a stool and leaning over, the pains the next day. And I'm like, I
Yes.
do stuff all the time, but it's
Yep.
amazing.
Yeah.
No, Danny, we get it from the local feed mill. That's why they're 80 pounds. But they're 80 pounds for $19 versus $20 for 50 pounds. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, yeah, it's really, it really, things get harder as you get older. They really
Yeah.
do. And I'm not like sitting here like, oh my God, I'm dying. But I got to tell
Yeah.
you,
Well,
last
you gotta
week,
not hurt yourself too.
that's the thing. Because, that's the thing when you have animals, right? So it's like when you're done
Yeah.
when you're done working all day long, right? You want to just relax, right? But no, you
Yeah.
gotta feed animals. So
Yeah.
it's like I looked at Ryan the other day and I don't complain about it. I love feeding my critters. But I looked at him the other day and I looked at the buckets of water and I was like, and he knew right away. He grabbed them.
Oh, yeah, because you don't want to hurt yourself. Like
Yeah.
you could be rocking and rolling, getting stuff done and feeling all good about it. And then the next day you wake up and you're like, my back. It's always the back. For us, it's the back. What have we
Yeah.
done to our back?
And then what I was saying to you was like, in addition to the soreness, then I have Diesel, who is a tip bulldog through and through, and does not like power tools and barks. So we were walking around with ear protection and
Because of Diesel.
ready to choke him, although you don't want to choke him because you feel bad for him, but I wanted to choke him.
Yeah, these are my patient's ears.
Yeah, I didn't even have
those are
that.
patient's ears.
Yeah, the one day we were like, we couldn't even think straight anymore measuring. So hopefully
Make you wanna start barking at each other?
Oh, there was plenty of that too. The good news is we're still married, and we should get the majority of it finished today, because once we get everything put back in, then I can take the doors down and sand them and stain them.
Yeah. Hey, Tony Walsh, R&W Farmstead, good to see you. Thank you
Hey.
for coming.
Yeah,
I saw
it was
somewhere
brutal.
it said that your lifespan could be directly related to, or maybe indirectly, I don't remember how they worded this. I'm totally botching it.
Sedentary?
About getting up off of the floor. How easy it is for you to get up and off of the floor. And
I'm
me and my
screwed.
husband were like, we're screwed.
I'm screwed.
Yeah, we need to start getting, hey, look, you guys got on the floor a lot. Like, I guess maybe we should get on the floor more often.
Gwen's gonna live forever, because if you ever watch her in her videos,
yes, and
like
she's crouching
squatting.
down.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, I couldn't do that when I was
For
a
a long
teenager.
time. Yep. Oh, I gotta call her out too, because Heather, Milk and Honey Heritage Farms, I was watching some of her videos this past week, and that girl's on the tractor. She's got the saw machine going. She's got some skills. It's like, dang, yeah. Heather, you've got some skills that I didn't know that she had. It's pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about health. Is everybody ready for this? How in the world do we get, so like, I don't know. I'm not quite sure where to begin. And the dreaded F was right, because I feel like this is something that I need to focus on. And what better way to focus on it than to bring it to all of my friends here and get you guys focusing with me. That's helpful.
Grow your own food, and eat it. It's healthier.
Yes. Drink more water. And
Drink
I mean,
water. I'm bad at that. I'm bad at that in the winter. I really am.
Yeah. Yeah. I was reading about how important it is to hydrate and all of the things it's involved in our bodies. And you could actually have hypertension because of not drinking enough water.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, yeah.
And eating your fruits and veggies. Like, we all know we're supposed to eat our fruits and veggies, but I don't know. It helps me to understand that there's this sodium potassium dance that takes place around our cells, and that if there's more sodium, they win and they enter your cell, and that's what causes all of the bloating, and it can cause edema and all of this. And it helps me to understand, yes, I know I'm not supposed to eat too much sugar, but if I'm also not eating enough potassium, it takes one potassium molecule to one glucose molecule in order for that sugar to be stored as glycogen in your liver and muscles, where it is immediately taken from, versus having no choice but to be stored as fat. That's helpful for me. I don't know if that's helpful for anyone else, but I'm like, whoa, potassium. And it comes from your veggies and your fruits. So what you eating? Like, we could totally get down on burritos. This family, we're big burrito eaters, and things like that, and meat and potatoes. And what do you mean open up a can of canned veggies? Like, we got meat, we got potatoes, we're good.
Hey, and Dale.
But then your potassium deficiency can cause hypertension. So is anybody else here, like, is this helpful? I don't know. And Dale said,
I always have trouble with my potassium levels. So, and the thing of it is like, I don't eat a lot of fruit. I eat vegetables, but I do not eat a lot of fruit. And I don't have a problem drinking water when it's warm out. I have a problem when it's cold out, because it's cold.
Yeah.
If that
or
makes
you drink
sense.
it like this. That's what I'm drinking so far this morning. I have not drank. I need to drink more water today. This is my dandelion chicory root reishi mushroom coffee blend that I make myself, but it's still, I don't know how much you think that's going to really clean out my vessels. I'm not quite so sure.
You need water.
Yeah, I need water. Yep. Yeah. So that was kind of, I've been reading some books and really just trying to figure out how am I gonna do this? What am I gonna do? And I'm curious what everyone in the chat, if you were to say your biggest thing health related that you have an issue with, I'm curious what everyone would say that it is. Please don't say I need to lose weight, because that's it's a symptom.
Yeah, you need something else. Hey, Lori's World. Yeah, you need to take it further than that. That shouldn't be your goal. The goal should be, I want to get healthier, but more specific. You know what I mean? I like lemon in my water too, Heather, but I just it gives me acid reflux.
Yeah. Lemon's got potassium in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've been trying to do is drink lemon water. Not moving enough.
I just need to choke it down, and I mean, it hasn't been a brutally cold winter. We had one spell, but really it's been a great winter here.
Yeah.
But like,
I guess when I think about like, how weight loss isn't the thing, because I'm thinking you could totally be fat and happy. Like, but chances are you're not. Chances are there's something else going on. Maybe you're getting frequent migraines. Maybe you are struggling with hypertension like me. Maybe it's diabetes. Hey, Kentucky Survival 76, good to see you.
Hey, I'm fat and happy, but let's be real, it's not healthy.
Yeah, it's to eat better, to be healthier.
Yep.
So I can be there for my wife for years to come. That's what I tell my husband too.
Yep.
Yeah. But it'll manifest in other places. So like I don't know. To me, I need to get healthier because I want to feel good. I want to feel like when I wake up in the morning, like, yeah, let's start this day. Like when I was younger, I've always been like a get up in the morning and feel good, pretty much kind of person. But it's not necessarily pretty consistent as you get older, right?
But let's be real. How much of that is related to the grind of getting up and going to work?
Oh gosh, Lisa, you've nailed that for me.
See, that's the thing. Like, I don't think that's a fair assessment because let's face it, we just get to the point where it's like, I know for me, it was just like, oh, I gotta drive an hour.
Oh gosh, yeah. Mind you, I just gotta walk to my kitchen table.
I know. But you know what I mean?
Too much. Yeah. Isn't that goal to feel good? Yes. That's my goal.
And I need to do walking. We talked about walking more and drinking more water. Heather said after feeding the animals, I walk the orchard. That's good.
Hi, Gail. Yeah. So what we put in our bodies and what we're doing with our bodies, those are like the biggies. I want more energy. Do the things I used to be able to do and still need to do. Yep. Without hurting yourself.
Highlight Kentucky Survival. There you go. That's so true.
Yes. And I was thinking about, there's these different ways of different diet plans, I guess, if you want to call them that. There's like the keto way of eating. There's this carnivore thing. There is, vegetarian stuff. And I was looking at all of these things, and I could have done even more research, but I'm trying not to overanalyze stuff. But from what I could gather, because I was looking for, I did not make a table. I was really tempted. But what I was looking for was like looking at outcomes and looking at similarities and the differences. And one thing they all have in common is cutting out sugar and cutting out processed foods, like, from the middle of the grocery store.
I've always see it. Like a lot of people cut out carbs, and I disagree with that. I get that some people have issues with their health and they have to reduce it, but they are crucial for your body to do what it's doing in your brain and all that stuff. I think it's just, for me, the one simple rule that we've tried to follow, and that's not all the time, okay, is trying to eat food as close to its natural state.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
again, that's not everything, but like
Mm-hmm.
we're sitting there eating lettuce that we grew, and that
Yeah.
is like lettuce, we ate just a salad with the lettuce, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're eating in its natural state, right? Because it's not processed.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just me.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right, though. I think you're on to something. I want to back up 1 second because I was going to share something about water that I looked up when I was looking into this whole water thing. And it says, we all need 64 ounces of water a day. But
Hmm.
if you have hypertension, you actually need 96 ounces of water a day,
I'm
according to
screwed.
the doctor. Yeah. Well, maybe not. I mean, heck, there's that's easy enough,
Oh,
right?
sure it is.
Well, I mean, in theory.
In theory.
Like doing it one day could be easy enough when you're really focusing. Doing it the day after that, and the day after that, that's where it becomes a challenge. But I wanted to share that about water because I wasn't sure if I was the only one that was surprised to hear that.
No, that's makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to post some links while you're chatting.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so true, Danny. That's how we are too. Hey, Christine, good to see you.
Hey, Christine.
I know it. That's why I called this the dreaded F fitness.
And we're not doing too well at it either.
We have been so this has been I've been trying to get healthy for years. And I can say like some of the things that I started doing years ago, we're still doing. So that's kind of cool. I mean, it kind of starts with learning how to cook differently because you all have seen my cooking. So, but that's not all that I don't always just cook pies and cakes and cookies and stuff. And I do try to make those a little healthier. I love making our own trail mixes. That's a really a fun thing for me. I should probably do a video on that. And it's learning how to include the foods that are better for you, right? And I feel like that's been years in the works. I'm on my 5th day of eating 4 stalks of celery a day because eating celery is supposed to be good for hypertension, as in it could very well reverse your hypertension. So I'll let you know if
Huh.
that works out. Yeah, I'm 5 days in on it.
You notice a
Yep.
difference?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. Gwen, you can't stand celery. I don't know. Maybe in a month I'll say the same thing. We'll see. Nutrition down, exercise is the issue. Yeah, that's kind of hard. Hey, Blue. Good to see you. Um, so food. We all know we're not supposed to eat sugar or at least minimize it. There's so many sugar alternatives and you don't want the bad ones though. Like the monk fruit's good for you, the stevia is good for you.
I don't know.
I like to think about what I can eat that's good for me and just try to eat more of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's quality of your sugar. Like I know that
Mm-hmm.
we can't like we bought a thing from Cabela's for jerky, right? Just
Oh
because
yeah.
we had
Mm-hmm.
stuff going on, and
Mm-hmm.
it has sucralose in it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a good thing I caught it
Mm-hmm.
because we're not using it because Ryan will be
Mm-hmm.
sick if he eats
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, why do you have that kind of sweetener in there? I'd rather like, Kentucky Survival, pure cane sugar. Why isn't there just sugar in there? Why does
Mm-hmm.
it have to be sucralose? I
Yeah,
was so mad,
I
and
know
it's a
it.
good thing that we read it because he gets sick from it.
Mm-hmm. I get hungry from it. If I've like I thought that I was drinking those ice drinks, trying to avoid soda.
Yeah.
And Danny said her biggest vice is soda. Yep. So I would drink the ice drinks and then I started noticing I was hungry. And that's what happens to me with alternative sweeteners is they make me hungry. So I start to notice if I'm getting hungry, it's like that's my allergic reaction to some of the alternative sweeteners, and sucralose is in those ice drinks.
Danny, one of the things that we did is we don't buy soda. We never buy it to bring it home. And that was a huge help. And then I used to get it like I'd have like one at work or something like that. But now it's gotten to the point I just don't even, I mean, I have them here and there, but.
You know what you can do? And I haven't tried it yet, but I have ginger sitting on my countertop because it's one of the things I wanted to try and I haven't done it yet. So this might force me to do this. But you can make your own soda from making a ginger bug.
Yep. Yep.
I just haven't done it. And it's not supposed to be that hard either.
No, it's not that hard. And you can do anything you want to do. That's the reality. You know?
And then the question is, are you not doing it because you're letting other things drown it out? Or do you really not want to, or you just not want to do it bad enough?
Right, right.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
I mean, we've bought seltzer.
Christine, oh, my goodness, I'm with you on that.
Oh, nice, Lori. It is a mindset,
awesome.
Christine, because it's yeah, I'm 55 and it's just ugh.
53 here.
Well, the guitar man is there.
Hey, Bruce. A lot of snow there. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I hope you're staying warm. Not having to do too much shoveling. Yeah, I will do that. We'll get started on my ginger. So there's ginger beer, and then it's called a ginger bug. So you make a fermentation, like ferment your ginger, maybe not to the beer status. I'm not sure what the difference is between those. Probably in process of how they do it, maybe. But once you have your ginger bug, you can turn it into different flavors and stuff. And then it's good for you.
I love you, Heather. Oh, wow.
So you will be shoveling. Be careful out there.
Be careful. I think I got everybody's link. If I missed your link, like just say hello and I'll put it down. Just hard to be live and do the link. So
yeah. So eating, what are some of the things that you guys do to stay healthy when it comes to food?
Because we're failing at this conversation. But this is reality, though.
It is. And that's why we started. So we've been eating, because of the whole potassium issue that I've been having, we've been eating a half of an avocado every day and a half a banana every day, because me and my husband, we share. So we've been doing that. And now I'm eating 4 stalks of celery every day. And he's eating 1 because he'll eat that with me. Yeah, so it's got me going in this direction of making different kinds of hummus, because that makes the celery taste better. So it's going to be a fun adventure. But when I worked in nephrology research, there was a patient that was going into the clinic that refused to go on blood pressure medicine because he said he was going to eat 4 stalks of celery a day. And you know what? It worked for him. So I've not only read about it, but I actually have that experience of knowing, that we had that patient who was successful with that. Yeah. And so, yeah, so that really makes me want to try it. And then I was telling my husband and I were thinking about that, because we do the, like garlic and, fire cider. I make that, and then we'll eat like a teaspoon of that. We try to do it every day. The truth is, we probably do it maybe 4 days out of the week. So you think about the things you can put into your diet and not just the things you can take away from it. I feel like that's helpful. Plant paradox? What is that? Is that like, what is that? Is that like you're going to eat a plant-based diet for a month, or is that a book? Mm-hmm. Banana. Yeah. Potassium. Potassium is so huge. I never realized what a big deal potassium was.
It is. It's
Mm-hmm.
huge.
Hot water with lemon. Why hot versus cold, Christine? I'm curious about that. I could juice celery, Heather, but the seeds are good for you too. So if you're juicing it, you're pulling out all of the pulp, you're pulling out some of the seeds. And so I just eat it. But yes, okay, so I've been including it in soups. Yep, bone broth. I have that
Yep.
in my freezer like all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Potassium and my, yeah, they say that there's some ridiculous percentage of the population that is deficient in both of those, potassium and magnesium.
There's a salsa holic.
I could be a salsa holic with you. I love salsa.
Gail said eating clean and avoiding meat pumped with hormones.
Yes. Oh
I got
gosh, buying organic. I have to say that we started buying, and it's expensive, right? But I will say this, we started buying organic, but we also stopped throwing away or, moving to the compost or whatever, giving to the chickens or whatever, as many scraps, to be honest. So started buying organic, and then, whenever I'm cutting up vegetables, I save those because those go into a broth. The next time I make broth, so they go up to the
Yeah.
freezer. So I feel like it is more expensive, but at the same time, we are preventing less waste. And then organic meat. I'm just
Gotcha. Um, yeah, mine last year when I had
Oh my gosh.
the big, you know what, cinnamon vanilla virus,
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
um, I had that problem too, and it's been messed up ever since.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm wondering about the crippling effects. What does that mean? Kentucky survival. Celtic salt. Mm-hmm. I bought some of the real salt, but I heard Celtic in the book I was reading. It said Celtic, and it said also the pink Himalayan. Yeah, it's expensive to eat healthy when you talk about buying organic.
So when that statement right there from Gail, and that's very, very true.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some ways around it
Mm-hmm.
where you can get a better deal, you can't, but it costs you money up front. So
Mm-hmm.
what do I mean by that? Well, when I buy my beef from a local rancher, it's a lot of money up front
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
we buy a half a cow.
Mm-hmm.
But that lasts us so long.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the pork. You know, we buy the pork from a local farmer, and it's just really, really, really is that's the things that you have to look for is
Mm-hmm.
buying in bulk, buying from a local farmer that you know, versus buying something labeled organic at the store, because even if it's labeled
Yeah.
organic, it's probably
Mm-hmm.
not.
Mm-hmm. Not what we
Because
think of as organic, huh?
correct, correct.
Pink Himalayan. Mm-hmm. I did see pink Himalayan was like bottom on the list. I don't remember where the real salt and the Celtic salt lined up on which one was best, but I got the real salt. And
Oh, that I'm so sorry.
gosh, how awful. So when you said crippling effects, you meant, wow, that's awful. Oh,
Yep,
that's hard,
definitely.
Christine. Have you been reading any books about that? And there's, um, I think I saw, was it Anne that mentioned autoimmune?
Yes.
There are so many people running into autoimmune issues these days. Um,
So Gail, oh, sorry.
oh, no,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
look No, I know where Gail lives. Let me just, I'm not going to say it out loud, but let me just look.
Does anybody know if Holman's Homestead is in Missouri?
No, they're in Tennessee.
Oh, they're in Tennessee? Okay. Slow and very intentional. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I read that sometimes people can have like this thing going on where their stomach is not telling their brain soon enough when they're full. That's why you end up feeling like super full if you eat for too long of a period of time. And just remembering, I guess, like the other thing I read is what are you feeding your mouth or are you feeding your body? Because it could be two entirely different things.
So,
Yes. I have a young girl that I work with, and she's got a pretty strong handful of autoimmune stuff going on. Such a bummer. Go ahead, Lisa.
so Gail, I know where you live, and I looked up farm beef near your town and state, uh, and or you can also look online. There's usually where you can find like a meat CSA, which is community supported agriculture, or you can look up buying direct from a farm.
If you got any mullein around, Gail, I'd say drink some mullein tea too for that asthma.
It's so funny. Ever since you did that video on mullein, like I see it everywhere now.
Do you? I love mullein.
We were
When we
walking
first,
around. We were
mm-hmm.
walking around, and it's dead now, but they're still standing.
Yeah,
And I'm like, Mountain Grandma.
yeah. It's mullein is my friend. I love mullein. I was so happy when we moved here. I couldn't find it anywhere. I was concerned, and it grew up right next to my porch. I was like, there it is. And I let it grow. Like it kind of had to do this number to get around my porch.
I don't know if Azure has meat. I don't. I have a closer, more convenient bulk order place than Azure standard.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to drive far to go pick up for Azure, and I'm not doing it.
Yep.
Whereas mine is right in my town. But they do. I
Mm-hmm.
think they do. I think they do. I know they have feed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, and I find Azure standard to be expensive for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've
Whereas
looked.
my
It
Black
seems
Hills
pricey.
bulk is more affordable, and
Yeah.
we've been happy with the quality. But I get it because not everybody has it there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do want to just say, Lori's World, I saw your comment. I'm not putting it on the screen just in case. But I agree with you on that, on what one of the potential causes of the autoimmune thing is. I've heard and seen the same, and it's my industry. I work
Mhm.
in clinical research, and I know people that feel both ways, honestly, that have the same background that I do. I know people that agree with us and people that don't agree with us. So
Mhm.
kind of like, who do you want to listen to, and who do you want to trust? But at this point, just cleaning our bodies out and trying to feed ourselves healthy, I think, is for the folks that signed up for that, is really just what you do. Mm-hmm.
So what's
Maybe I have not seen that, Christine, but you could very well be true.
well,
Yeah,
I know
you
that
that, or I mean,
raw
yeah.
local honey is good for a lot of things, and the reason, especially if like you have allergies and stuff like that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Aw,
So,
that's awesome, Heather.
so what's one thing that everybody's going to commit to work on this week? I'm going to try to drink water. How vague was that?
No, that's a good one though, Lisa. So I'm doing the celery thing, but I feel like I could add something to that. Um, and then I'll tell you more about celery next time that we talk, because it's got this thing in it, and it's called N-butyl something else, N-butyl 3 phthalate or something. It's not just the fact that it's a diuretic. Um,
I will, Tina. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Reduction in the amount of soda.
Look at
I drink
Danny
while
jumping
driving.
right in.
Right on. Anyone else want to sign up for trying to work on one thing? We talked about water, increasing water. We talked about food and cutting out sugar and eating more veggies. And I saw
Moving more.
somebody pin it, eating more fermented foods.
Moving more, being intentional while you eat, targeted exercise.
Targeted exercise. That's a good
Add more
one.
steps to my day.
Anybody want to just count the steps in their day?
Okay, so I have an iPhone. And my phone sends me notifications, and I should just shut it off because I don't carry my phone all the time. And the stupid phone says, you didn't meet your move goal. And I want to be like, because I didn't carry you.
Huh. Yes, because I didn't carry you. I know. That's what counts my steps. Even though I don't think it's counting my steps right, because I'm sure that my gait when I walk is not as good of a gait as you have, Lisa, because you're taller than me.
I'm long-legged too.
I'm 5'1" and stumpy.
I got to put the light on. It's getting dark because the sun went in.
Okay. At least 2,000 steps. See, that's right about where mine always wants to fall in.
Yep.
So I haven't made kimchi yet. I want to, but I do try to take a bite of it every day. And I read that if you can take a bite of kimchi every day, that it helps heal your whole gut, and that a lot of us are having problems health-wise because of our gut health. I work at a desk during the day too, Christine. Yep. Are you remote also, Christine, or do you have to go into work?
Have a good day, Tina.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Tina. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I used to have a Fitbit. I got tired of them dying on me. I think I have a used one here that I could probably do.
Do you remember back in the day? We're going back some days. Remember the little bitty old pedometers that you could clip on? You had to measure. I would be happy to just have one of those old school things.
Yep.
Oh, you travel up by Lisa. Cool.
Yeah, she goes to Rapid City, I think.
Gut health is huge. I don't know who Dr. Gundry is, but I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, I have a 36-inch inseam.
I think I've got like 31.
I think I'm 5'10" now, or I used to be almost 6 foot. I think I'm 5'10" now.
I'm gonna sign me up I'm gonna continue to eat the celery, and I'll let you guys know how that works out for me. Lisa, you're gonna focus on water. I'm gonna try to make.
You're not writing that down, are you?
Of course. I'm gonna try to get down everybody's notes. I know Christine was gonna do targeted exercise.
And Danny, you talking to me that I'm much taller than you thought I was? Yeah, Ryan's, you're a bitty 5'2".
Okay, Lori's World. A lot of people, okay, if you're going to try to increase movement, whether it's a certain kind of exercise or something, maybe put a 1 in the chat for me so I can sign you up for that. Gail's walking.
Guitar Man says dry peanut butter.
Did he? Hold on. How did I miss that? Maybe it's not popping up for me yet. I think my internet's kind of slow. Okay, Christine, Gail. I need to start, I need to start going down the hill, walking to the pond. I read in this reverse hypertension book, that's the book that I'm reading. Oh, Christine, you're a little like me. it said that they did these different studies on people who increased their activity to 30 minutes 4 times a week. Hey, Uncle Al, good to see you.
Hello.
And they did that 4 times a week. And they compared people who went walking, people who did Tai Chi, and they found that all of them had a decrease in their blood pressure over time. 1 minute on the rebounder per hour. That
Nice.
probably feels like a long 1 minute too. Those are exhausting.
That's really cool though. And Gwen has got, I trust Gwen for back advice because she helped me when I hurt my back.
Oh, really? That's good to know. So I'm assuming when you're standing at the sink, you're talking about a side raise. Grounding. So Christine, I'm glad you mentioned the word inflammation, because something else that I read was they're saying that they, being the doctors, the MDs who are also alternative medicine doctors, so like a medical doctor who also is an ND, for example, those are the kinds of physicians that I like to listen to. And I go on to like podcasts and webinars and what have you. Anyhow, what they're saying is they believe a lot of the modern chronic illnesses are directly related to inflammation. So then, and that's huge for autoimmune conditions, is trying to get on an anti-inflammatory diet or any other diet other than the American diet, right? Yes. Oh my goodness. So cutting out, don't eat anything with food coloring, for example, it's illegal in other countries. That's the newest one for us. Yeah, that food coloring, it's so bad. It's so bad. What if that's the ticket? What if,
But
like,
you want
we
to know
don't even,
something?
huh?
When I was pregnant,
Uh-huh.
I didn't eat any of that stuff. But you think I'd,
Yeah.
eat something now?
I don't know what rucking is. Heather, you'll have to inform
Yeah,
me.
I asked her that. Oh, she said she put some weight in a backpack and walk.
Barn to door.
Yep. Barn to door. There's a bunch of different apps and stuff.
Okay.
I follow local farmers on Instagram, and so the farm that we get our beef from was the realtor who sold us this house, and we asked him about beef, and that's how we got connected to him. And then pork we get from Maud Hagen Cattle, who we follow on Instagram because they had pigs.
Yeah. I know. I'd like to find somebody that we know that we could buy our half a cow from. Because it makes me feel good to help people out that we know, right? Like on YouTube.
It's so
I,
much
I
better. It's worth it.
Does anybody else want to jump on the cutting back on soda
I don't feel I need
for
to
the
because I
weekend?
rarely have it now.
I don't drink it. Well, if my husband drinks it, sometimes I get a drink of his. Otherwise, I completely quit drinking it, but I can't say completely because I drink some of his.
Hot dang, I do have one thing that I do right. I don't drink a lot of soda.
See, Lisa?
Just one little thing.
Yeah, these one little things add up. These one little things add up and they become huge collectively. Anybody else want to jump on the soda wagon? If so, put a 1 in the chat for me. Oh my gosh, Kathleen, the ice cream. I'll talk about that in 1 second.
Kathleen, ice
Smokes,
cream.
Uncle Al.
Here's the rule in our house, right? We both love food.
Uh-huh. Yep.
But we don't I try not, that's why I don't bake things. Because if we bake it, we're gonna eat it. There's only 2 of us. We're gonna eat a lot of it. So I don't bake it. I don't make Christmas cookies. I don't make all that stuff because it's just us.
Yep. I love to bake. And then I send it to my kids. I love to bake. I was a little girl making cookies. Like when I was really little, like before 10, I was baking cookies, and I can bake some darn good cookies. Just saying. That's my thing.
And Sarah at A Homesteading Hustle, I sent her your recipe and she loved it.
I'm telling you, best chocolate chip cookies ever. I make them.
Yeah, and by the way, ice cream is my absolute favorite, and so that's something
Oh
I try not to
no.
buy.
So let me tell you a story
I
about
don't buy
ice
it.
cream. So I was working in a research study, and the device is proved now. Well, actually, I don't want to tell you what device because then everybody know where I work. But anyhow,
Yeah.
On a device study. And did you know that ice cream, what it does to your aorta? It calcifies your aorta. Isn't
You
that the
just
craziest thing?
you
It
just ruined.
calcifies your. Now, I'm sure somebody probably, there's some people here in the Midwest that eat a lot of dang ice cream because we got this little restaurant, and I'm always like, holy smokes, and people coming out of there with ice cream like crazy. But it will calcify your aorta. That just scared the crap out of me. And if you fall, people that fall off a ladder, they're always afraid they're going to break a bone. You could rip your aorta, folks, when you fall from a high level. You could have an aortic dissection, which means that here's your aorta is a long tube. It could tear down the middle of it, or it could just rip sideways. Oh my gosh, it's a big thing. And if you have a calcified aorta, you're not going to be able to withstand a fall very well. Just saying. This is what happens when you. So I like ice cream too, and I used to eat a lot of it, but I started cutting back on it because that's scary. Did you know that you can make ice cream out of cottage cheese?
We're cutting
Is
out
that for
the
my
ice.
tongue? Cottage cheese can make ice cream. I haven't tried it yet, but I've seen it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I like to bake, Christine, and my husband. When he and I first got together, first off, I was 19, but I was still very much somebody who, baked my own cookies. I never liked store-bought I always called them fake cookies. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, let me make you some cookies. You want some cookies?
Look at Uncle Al's comment. I think bigger than the heart comment. That was a turnoff for me.
Wait, what did he say? Where is it?
He said, see Brandon.
Oh! Yeah, because it's like, yeah, our vessels and stuff. Lisa, I've seen it on Pinterest. You can make ice cream out of cottage cheese.
I've made my own ice cream out of condensed milk and heavy cream.
I'm sure it's probably better for you. Just cut back. Don't eliminate it altogether.
I hardly have it because I can't be trusted with it.
Oh, you gotta buy the little container. That's what I tell my.
This is Lisa's rule of thumb. Yes. Don't have it in the house if you can't be trusted with it.
Yes. Yep.
So I don't buy soda. I don't buy ice cream. Although I will say I do have ice cream because I was in a mood the other day due to Diesel barking, and I bought ice cream. Yeah. But I haven't eaten it yet. I keep forgetting it's there. So
I had ice cream this last week. I had a hot fudge sundae, a small one from McDonald's.
Oh, that's frozen yogurt.
It was I could have done frozen. I think it was.
No, McDonald's is frozen yogurt there.
Oh, it is? Yeah. Oh, look at me. I wasn't that bad. Mountain Dew, Kentucky. So I don't know. I'm all about moderation. That's my thing.
Yes.
I don't feel like we have to ever. I mean, we don't have to cut something completely out unless it's like really poisonous, right? Like there's just a way to maybe not eat so much. All right. So we've got folks that are going to drink more water. We got folks that are going to be moving more this week. And cutting out soda. I think that we're doing a great job. That's the thing. You can start out whenever you start to do something. The first day, you're amazing.
I love you, Kathleen. I just love you. I could totally do ice cream for dinner.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've been
wow.
eyeballing that cottage cheese ice cream recipe. I'm thinking about
Talk
making
about
that.
ice cream. I'm gonna need to have some for lunch.
we're all gonna we're all gonna come away from our healthy life craving ice
But I'll chase it with a glass of water.
And this is a good one. That's a good one.
I feel good when I eat ice cream.
Well, maybe later. Like
No,
not
no,
when
I
you're
know, I
eating
know.
it. That can't be when the barometer's taken. You gotta measure it
I know.
later.
No, you're right. She's so right. I know. That's a
Oh,
good
Bruce says
point.
drinking juice. Oh gosh. Another thing my husband and I started doing is because me trying to get more potassium in my diet, and I'm like, give it to me in liquid form, right? Like grapefruit juice, and I take a medication that doesn't mess, like grapefruit juice doesn't mess with it. And orange juice. So I've been buying those and we've been drinking those every day. And I used to sell Avon, and I had this one customer who had the most beautiful skin. And I don't know how old she was at the time. At the time, I was in my 30s. So I don't know, maybe she was like our age now, maybe, but she had wonderful skin. And she told me that her secret, she thought, was, even though she was buying Avon, so we know she was putting chemicals on her skin, or you could say, taking care of it, whatever. She said the secret was the orange juice, that vitamin C.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So drinking juice, that could be a good one. Yes, Uncle Al, those are
He's right.
supposed to be treats, not daily thing. Hey,
He's right.
Rich.
Hey, Rich. He's so right.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for
Thanks for
coming.
grounding us, Uncle Al.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's reeling it in. That's the truth, though. Moderation.
Anybody
Moderation.
anybody have any questions? Because it looks like we got about 4 minutes, well, 3 minutes. So I just want to stay on track.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, we do, huh? And I love the measuring how you feel. I've been trying to write down, because I'm trying to. All right, do not do this. I'm not advising anybody to do anything. I have been trying to come off my medication. So I'm writing down when I'm taking it every day, well, which is turning into every other day right now. I take it every other day. And I write down my morning weight. I write only, not because of weight loss, because I'm watching my water weight. Because the first thing is my weight goes up because of water weight, which means the volume of water within my vessels is now expanding and increasing the pressure. So my blood pressure is going to go up thereafter. So I'm catching my blood pressure, my weight, if I take my medications. And then most recently, I started writing down my food, because I'm trying to see, like, I'm trying to track my 4 celery stalks. And then I'm like, I'm just going to write down what I eat and what time I'm eating, because trying to do this intermittent fasting thing, well, and I guess right now I'm just trying to write everything down and see what I usually do to kind of gauge where I'm at. And I have to overanalyze everything. Don't mind me. But I'm writing all this down. I'm going to put in there just how did I feel today? Meaning, did I have any headaches? Did I feel fatigued? What did I feel like I was having a lot of like joint pain? Because I randomly get those types of things going on.
But again, going back to where we started, right?
Mm-hmm.
Write down if you had a bad day at work.
Lisa, I do. I always forget about that.
Because here's the thing, like sometimes you get a headache because of the stress induced by work
Yes.
or looking at a
Mm-hmm.
screen. That's the problem with, don't get me wrong, what you're doing is great, but you also have
Yeah,
to look at the contributing factors and the
I
variables
do. Yeah. I
because
love you, Lisa. You're so
well,
awesome.
well, no, but it's not. I'm not that awesome. It's just that it's
You are that awesome.
literally you have a lot of variables,
I
right?
do. There are
Because
a lot of
you're
variables.
working remotely and you're working all
Mm-hmm.
day long. You've got some high stress some days, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
mine is
Yep.
too, Christine. It's a constant battle since I'm 24.
Hmm. Have you got, so one thing we haven't talked about, and I know we're wrapping this up really quick, but I cut out using any face products that I don't make myself, oh my goodness, I think I'm a couple decades in right now. I don't buy store-bought lotion and lather that on. Those chemicals are causing thyroid problem. Well, people say, so do your own research,
Not a
but they
doctor.
say that it's just adding the toxic overload to our bodies. Our livers are responsible for cleaning out a lot of the toxicity in our systems, and it's just too much, and our body isn't able to cope with all of the toxins that are coming in at us from everywhere. Yeah, I'm right there with you, friend. Just, a little bit different than working directly in the clinic, because I do device studies for clinical research, but I've been in the clinic too. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's hard. But I think what you just said, Lisa, I love that you remind everybody that it's not the physical things that are tangible, but the untangible things that are going on, right? Like, I think of like stress as being that thing you can't quite grasp in your hand. I mean, unless it's picking something up, throwing, you know what I mean, though? It's not grasp. You can't grasp it. You can't grasp that feeling that you get when you're working on a deadline and things like this. But we need to be mindful of that, and maybe just be mindful of our exposure to toxins. I think those are two
Yeah,
things. Yeah.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And Uncle Al
Well,
said, headaches, eat more seaweed.
and radishes. I'm going to add radishes to that, because sometimes you can get a headache because your liver is clogged up, and this doesn't mean that it's sick or that you need to go to the doctor. It just means that it's sluggish, and radishes will help your liver and your gallbladder, as a matter of fact, to kind of clear the sludge, and then that helps to get rid of a headache. All right, and everybody, we got to run. I think this has been a wonderful conversation today. I loved it. I hope you
Bear
all
with
loved
us.
it too.
We're trying.
The dreaded F of the 7 Fs. We're going to do it. Good luck with your goals for this week, everybody. And I look forward to seeing how everybody does when we chat again next week. Don't forget to measure how you feel. Not while you're doing the thing you're not supposed to do, though. Just
Real quick, Kentucky Survival said foods high in vitamin D. Real quick. Here's the thing. Kentucky Survival, I can tell you right now what my doctor said to me was I had to take vitamin D, and she said the reality of it is if I know you're more southern than me, but the point is they said most of us are vitamin D deficient this time of year.
Yep. If you take a supplement, don't forget to take K2. It's very important so that you don't have calcium leaching into places it's not supposed to go. So vitamin D should also be accompanied by a K2 supplement. Vitamin D, that's your milks, your cheeses. There's probably some plants out there that have high vitamin D also. But again, just make sure if you decide to take a supplement that you take a K2 also. Look it up. You don't have to take my word for it.
All right, everybody.
Thank you,
Thanks for being
everybody.
here.
We'll see you next week. You all have a good week. Bye.
Bye.